So I just want to show you how to do the herringbone stitch to make these lovely necklaces. Within the same stitch, there is just like altering a little step. You can do two different effects. This is the straight one, when your beads more or less sit straight on top of each other. And there is another version when your stitching becomes naturally twisted like this. I prefer the twisted one for necklaces and maybe the straight one for bracelets. So let's just start and see how we get on. So what you're going to need Supplon thread. I'm using a D, which is the thicker one. You're going to need a couple of size 8 seed beads. You're going to need a clasp of your choice. Now this one either can be toggle clasp, or some of the necklaces I got a lobster clasp. It's up to you what you want to put on your necklace. Then you're going to need some size 11 seed beads, and that's all you need. A 10-gram seed beads, a 10-gram pack of seed beads will do a whole length of necklace, so you don't really need any more. So first what you're going to do, you're going to pick up 2 of the size 8 seed beads. You're going to go through the loop on your clasp, or if you're doing a lobster clasp, then you might just go through a little bit of a closed ring. I'm going to wrap the end around my finger so I can suspend it in air here for you and show what I'm doing. So I'm gone through my beads and loop on my clasp, and I'm going to go back through the 2 size 8 seed beads and pull them down right to the end, so they're sitting on top of my clasp. Now I'm going to pick up 2 times size 11 seed beads, 1, 2. I'm going to go back down both of the size 8 seed beads through the loop of the clasp and pull it tight. Now if they don't sit nicely side by side, just give a little bit of tap on the top, and as you can see, they will sit nicely side by side. Now I'm going to go back up to my 2 size 8 seed beads, my base beads, and I'm going to repeat this one more time. And by doing this, you get a nice and clean start for your bead waving, and you will get the 4 seed beads at the bottom what you're going to be working on. Again, if it doesn't sit straight, just give a little bit of a tap, and then it will just straighten up. Now going back up, I'm going through the 2 size 8 seed beads, and now I need to continue through one of the 4 seed beads. So if I turn it and you look at it from above, you got 1, 2, 3, 4. You need to decide if you're going to work clockwise or anti-clockwise. Doesn't really matter as long as you're going the same way. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go through just one of these seed beads. At this stage it doesn't matter which one. Turn it slightly. I like to hold the working thread down between my other fingers so I get a nice and tight tension. And then you're going to pick up 2 of the seed beads, the size 11s. Now as I'm coming out, if you look at it, I'm coming out from the top right one. I'm going to go through the bottom right one, pull it tight, and these 2 just going to sit on top of the first 2 I have there, and then I'm going to come up through the bottom left one. So I just sewn 2 little beads on there. Then I'm going to turn it slightly. I'm going to let my tail go because that's nice and secure now, and I can hold on to it by the bottom of my beading. Again, I'm going to pick up 2 size 11 seed beads, come down. As I turned it, now I'm coming out again from the top right one. I'm going to go through the bottom right one and pull it tight, and I need to come up to my bottom left one. Now as you can see, there is 2 seed beads here, but I just want to come through the top one and pull that tight and turn it again. So my starting point, I'm back the top right corner, picking up 3 seed beads, going down the next one, coming through the next one. So I am working clockwise here from my point of view. Turn it again, picking up 2 seed beads, and that's all you do all the way along. So by doing this, you're gonna create a twisted version. Let me just do a few more so you can see. So going through the bottom right, up to the bottom left, then turn, hold it tight, pick up 2 seed beads, bottom right, coming up to the bottom left, pull it tight, and you can keep going on and on and on until you do your desired length. Now, a couple of things might be easier if you can't see where you are. So you could try with 2 different seed beads. So if I just bring some, still gold, but a different finished seed bead so you can see better. So this time I'm gonna pick up 2 of one color and do my stitch, and on the other side I'm gonna pick up 2 of the other color and do my stitch. And by continuing this all the way up to the top, you're gonna have a nice spiraling around pattern with 2 seed beads. But when you learn the stitch, it's quite nice to learn it like this, so you know where you are. So you're picking up color A on one side and color B on the other side, and just going round and round and round. Let me just do one more time, then I'll show you a finished sample of this one. So it's easier to identify what side or what you're doing. So I got one here which are made up with the 2 color beads, and as you can see the colors are spiraling around. Now if you want to do the straight version, it's exactly the same stitch. So let's just get this one back. But what you're gonna have to do, so on one side you're gonna pick up your 2 seed beads, you're gonna go down 1 bead and come up 1 bead. On the other side you're gonna pick up 2 seed beads, you're gonna go down 1 bead, but you're gonna come up 2. So that's how you're gonna, just going from 2 to 1 here, so that's how you're gonna make your straight pattern. So again, on one side you're gonna come down on 1. This helps when you're doing the 2 colors, because you know when you have to come up to the 2 when you're on that color, when you learn the stitch. And on the other side you're gonna go down on 1 bead and you're gonna come up 2. And by doing that all the way along, you get a nice straight bead waving. When you get to the other end, you're gonna repeat, just pull that now out. So see, we're getting more of a straight pattern here when you're going up 2, which is like this. It's a nice straight pattern. When you got more even beads, it's good to do the straight one as well, because it just looks really great. So when you get to the other end, to sew your ends off, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to pick up 2 of the bigger beads, go to the loop, come back down and circle back and forwards a couple of times to really secure it on there. So if I go back to this one, so you see you got 2 seed beads on either side, and really that is there to it. There is not, you know, you can do this with different beads. You can do these seed beads, you can do it with little crystals. Once you get comfortable with it, you could change the size of the beads as you go along. It's just a really lovely stitch to do a necklace, a beaded chain necklace, which is looks like more like a chain rather than a beaded one. So you can show off those lovely pendants or anything you have. Thank you for watching. Check out the other videos on this playlist to learn more techniques just like this.